Welcome back, guys, to Sports Freaks Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Cummings. I'm here with Marcos Martinez and Ryan Mooney once again.
Hello.
And we are doing another NBA Finals predictions. We did one last year with the Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. Ryan was on that podcast. So, Ryan, how do you feel being in another NBA Finals prediction?
The fact that it's been a whole year, I didn't know that. So that's kind of crazy to me. It hasn't felt like a whole year, but man, one NBA Finals to another. You remember how accurate I was on that one?
I did not. I didn't watch the video, but we're back here again. Thunder versus Pacers. Marcos, you're back here again.
Yeah, man. I wasn't here for last year's finals predictions, but I did say like off camera, I did say Dallas was gonna win. Was wrong, but. Yeah, hopefully I got some accurate predictions for you today, so let's go.
All right, well, let's get into it. Oklahoma State Thunder versus Indiana Pacers. It's been a very, very entertaining postseason in the NBA, especially with the Indiana Pacers. You know, the amount of clutch shots they have made. Tyrese Haliburton, who has been notably one of the clutchest players in the NBA. I mean, I know Brunson won the clutchest player of the year, but I can make an argument that I think Haliburton probably deserved it more.
Yeah, well, especially
if you look at it after the playoffs, during the playoffs, yeah, he's been a killer. He's been a killer.
All right, well, let's talk about Tyrese Haliburton and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who won the MVP in this NBA season. Who will have the more impact in this series, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Tyrese Haliburton?
They play different. I mean, Shai is, I say, more score first type of guard. He's definitely more crafty in terms of scoring the ball, but Tyrese, on the other hand, is so he essentially does not make mistakes really on the court. He's always making the smart play.
His turnover ratio is insane.
It's insane. So you're not really gonna throw him off his playmaking ability. He's definitely got Shai on that end as well. He doesn't need to score all the time, but when he scores, it's always in the clutch moments. That's why he's been so clutch in these playoffs. So I think it's going to be a way closer series than people going to make it seem, because I know OKC, what they've done to all the teams, it seems like a pretty easy ride to the finals, but I think it's going to be a pretty fun finals this year.
Tyrese Haliburton, this postseason, he's averaged 18.8 points per game. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I definitely think that he's had some bad games in the postseason, but he's also had a lot of really good games, especially this past ECF. I really think that he is the biggest factor in this whole series, because I don't think without him the Pacers can win. I think that if he has a bad day, what is that?
Is that me? That was me.
Oh,
that was me. My fault.
Oopsie daisies.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. What was I saying? Yeah,
That kind of sounded creepy.
That was weird. That
really
sounded weird for a second.
That was Stephen A. Smith on my computer, everybody.
Anyways, he's the biggest factor in the series because I don't think the Pacers can win without him. I mean, obviously, Siakam won the Eastern
Conference MVP.
There you go. I don't think he deserved it, though. I think Tyrese did, although
Siakam did average he's averaging this postseason 21.1 points per game.
Yeah, he averaged, I think, like 1.5 points more than Tyrese. He had better efficiency. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Tyrese averaged a double-double in assists. Marcus was saying how Shai is a really score-first guy. And I think Tyrese, he could definitely score whenever he wants to. But he is a great playmaker.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this postseason is averaging 29.8 points per game. He's averaging almost 30.
Shai's nice, man. Like he's nice. He got the MVP for a reason. So he's on the he's the best player.
Because those free throws, man. It's all because those free throws.
Y'all drag it with the free throws, bro. Y'all really do. I mean, I saw some of them. Some of them were iffy, but like y'all drag it.
Some of those Nuggets games, oh my god. The foul baiting was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
There were other games, especially in the West, where it was real just ethical basketball. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Tyrese is going to be the biggest factor in this postseason, in my opinion, or in this finals, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. I could probably say. I mean, I think Haliburton could possibly be like the better impact, but this is a tough one because. Overall, I think Shai is the better player.
Oh, for sure.
I think like I guess it's going to be who's going to hit the biggest shot
Well, I think that Shea has more talent around him for sure.
He does. Like
he's got a
Luke
deeper,
Dort, Chad Holmgren.
Yeah, he's got a deeper
Jalen
bench,
Williams,
and I think
yeah.
he's got other guys that can really step up.
You know what's interesting about both these two teams is they have not won an NBA Finals.
Yeah,
I think that's really interesting, at least for me. Obviously, both teams had made it to the finals. Obviously, when OKC had that trio,
team,
that trio with Harden, Durant, and Westbrook, and then obviously Pacers had Reggie Miller. But now we're gonna head into our second topic of the day. Will be the Thunder dominance? Will be a blowout each game, or will be a Pacers clutch up?
Absolutely not.
Me first, or Marcos?
You can go, Ryan.
You can go.
Okay. Honestly, the Thunder have dominated every competition they've seen except for the Nuggets. Seeing how easily it was for the Thunder to defeat the Wolves, I'm surprised the Nuggets took it to 7, which I think really shows you the fight of that
Denver,
team. Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's going to be a blowout every game. I think maybe the Thunder will take, game 1 or 2 in a big fashion, because I've seen that theme a lot this postseason. But, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about the West Conference Finals. Anyways, I think with these past 2 NBA Finals, it's been a really good team and a team that kind of
overperformed.
They kind of stumbled their way into the finals with the Heat last year, or Heat the year before, and then the Mavericks last year.
Well, Mavericks were a good team. The Heat were a play-in team.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
The Mavericks were good. I don't think that they really should have been there yet. I think it was too early for them, honestly.
But that went down the drain, as we saw.
Yeah, that was great. But I wouldn't be surprised if this were to end in 4-1 again. I mean,
me neither.
Pacers Devil Magic, it's got to run out at some point, right? And the Thunder are easily the best.
Tyrese Halliburton has been so down in these playoffs, everyone is calling it Devil Magic. That's what's really crazy to me. That's what's really crazy.
He hits a backwards running jump shot that Kawhi Leonard hits the brick and then bounces back into the rim.
But that's Destiny stuff, though. That's movie. That's movie stuff. Bro.
I know, but
that's like that NC State. That's like the NC State team in the '80s who went all the way to the championship in the final.
Yeah,
in the college basketball. That was Destiny. Almost.
It's not Devil Magic. It's a Cinderella run. It's a team that wasn't expected to make things, that are having some guys step up like crazy.
I think that's kind of. I think it's these past 3 NBA Finals matches. I think. Yes, you do have the one dominant team.
Yeah, you got that one team you expect.
But then you do have that Cinderella run team, kind of.
It's honestly nice, because not everyone wants to see the Celtics and the Lakers every finals.
It's fun if the Cinderella team wins. I mean, like in the NHL, that doesn't really happen. I mean, the last Cinderella team to win was the St. Louis Blues in 2019. I mean, obviously a couple years ago it was the Panthers who went to the finals and lost to Vegas, and they had a whole Cinderella run. Now we're getting to our third and final topic of the day, and that is our finals predictions. I'm going to start with Marcos here.
OKC's nice, man. I know they got the MVP and all that. I think they are the more stacked team, but that chemistry Indiana got is just so strong. The role players, the role players do their roles excellently, and Tyrese Halliburton being the true, dare I say, perfect point guard, the way he plays, he's gonna make the right plays. He's gonna get his whole team involved. His leadership is overlooked as well. He's a great leader. I would say Pacers in 6. I'm gonna choose
Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6.
Wow. Okay. Man, Pacers in 6. So you do think Pacers clutch for? Okay.
I think their chemistry is so tight. If you play well together and you know what to do, I think they got the tools to do it. I think they got it.
I am sadly going to have to disagree. I just think that OKC they just have the better team. I think they have more star power. Don't get me wrong. I love Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam. I think those are good players, but they're not superstar level players. That makes sense. OKC has Chad Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Luke Dort. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And I'm going to take Thunder in 5 here. I'm sorry, Marcos.
Cool.
I honestly could see that too, just because of the way these past two have played out. We thought they'd be a lot closer. Teams end up going up, 2-1, 3-0, and then just, take the rest of them from there. Or last year they went up 3-0. Mavericks won game 4, right? And the Celtics just carried them gentleman's sweep. I could see the same thing happening, but with the way the Pacers have been playing this postseason, it's hard to say that, because I felt like last year, I don't remember what I said last year, but I felt like it was pretty easy to say that. With the Nuggets, I felt like it was pretty easy to say that it would be, a gentleman's sweep or something similar. But with the Pacers this year, the amount of clutch wins they pulled off or unexpected wins, they were what? Are they the 6th seed this year? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
For the Pacers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were like a
started playoffs.
5th seed.
5th seed, 6th seed, something like that.
They were.
I don't remember.
They're the one. They're
No,
the
they were the
seed.
3rd seed, I think, because the Bucks were the 6th seed, right?
No, oh yeah, the Bucks had a letdown year. They were like 6.
Yeah, the Bucks were 6th seed. That means they were the 3rd seed. Okay, well, I guess that's not that crazy. But just like the amount of upsets, well, not necessarily upsets, just like fourth quarter upsets, really, where
no way to safe. That's
there you go. No way to say.
safe.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't really chalk it up to just domination by OKC for 5 games. I'm gonna say OKC in 6. If some more of that devil magic comes along, OKC in 7. But I can see this being a lot closer series than I think people could expect, just because of the chemistry and the flow that the Pacers are playing with. Like, they're on top of the world right now. I mean, they just beat out the Knicks. I think the Knicks only won 1 game in MSG, which is
crazy to do.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to do.
Wait.
And I thought it was gonna be like Knicks and 6.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I was saying Knicks and 6 all the time.
I was thinking Knicks and 6, and then Pacers did what they did, and especially to do it at that level at Madison Square Garden, which we know how New York fans get. We know how iconic that stadium is. That's hard to do. So, OKC has an amazing playoff environment. When OKC's in the playoffs, OKC's a hard place to play in as well. But I think based on what Indiana did in MSG, I think that's why it was pulling over the edge.
I think if the Pacers end up winning this finals, then the person to blame is Damian Lillard. I can't even lie.
Damian Lillard?
That's just a random
against the
player
Bucks.
to blame.
You didn't see all that stuff against the Bucks, because Damian Lillard is one of the people that was saying Tyrese is the most overrated player in the NBA. He's not the only person, but he's one of the main people. And they had these, I think there were 2 verbal altercations in the first round between Halliburton and Dame.
The Bucks and the Pacers have really gone at it these past 2 postseasons.
They have, yeah.
That's fun though. That
is fun.
That's the basketball. That's the basketball we need. Like if everyone played the way playoff basketball is played, I feel like the NBA would be so much more fun. But
yeah, I think seeing a veteran like Damian Lillard, as Halliburton, seeing that someone tell him that he's overrated, that he's carried by his team, or people make him out to be better than he actually is, that I think that lit a fire under him. And if they end up winning, or if they end up not necessarily winning, but really putting up a fight against the 1 seed Thunder, who remind you have lost 1 game to teams in the East. I don't know how I've talked about that, but they've lost 1 game to teams in the East, which that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I think that's the best record against an opposing conference. Cavs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they lost.
I think they split with the Cavs this season.
Wow, you swept Boston.
Swept every team but the Cavs. Split with the Cavs.
And that's insane.
I think,
considering how talented Boston is. I mean,
yeah.
Boston overrated as hell too.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
But man, Pacers told me beating.
What do you have? Do you have your final prediction?
He said Thunder in 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Thunder in 6, because even though they're that dominant, the Pacers have been rolling.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word, but
we're just essentially talking about how competitive it really is going to be.
The momentum the Pacers have is crazy. I can see them very easily carrying this. Maybe they can pick up a few scrappy games, but other than that, any bad night Tyrese has, they're losing. But any better night Shea has, they're losing.
Yeah, but regardless, to me, this has been one of the more fun and competitive playoffs I've seen in a really
It has
in a
been
while.
really fun.
It's been really fun. Like what my favorite playoffs that I personally witnessed ever was the 2015 playoffs when Steph Curry won his first ring. Every series was electrifying in its own way. The Clippers and Spurs series in 2015, Steph Curry, Golden State versus Memphis. Those were good series, good basketball. It was fun.
Heck, Golden State versus Houston.
Yeah, Golden State versus Houston in the years later on, but like those are matchups that we saw throughout the whole playoffs. So this playoffs has been amazing.
I think it has been really fun. There have been a lot of upsets, and Anthony Edwards continues. It would say some.
Anthony Edwards' ceiling is so high.
He will eventually get.
He will touch an NBA championship.
Oh,
he
for
will.
sure.
He's getting a ring. But I just want to say one last thing, like for me at least, RIP, ESPN. I mean. TNT,
NBA on TNT.
NBA on TNT. Rest in peace to that. I mean,
that sucks.
So wait,
that was such a key piece.
Is like Shaq and Barkley?
Yeah.
Are they going
they're going to a different network. I think they got something with ABC.
I'm not
Michael
sure.
Jordan, I heard, is going to be a part of that. Right?
Really?
Bro, don't even watch the game.
Yeah, I can't really see him as an analyst.
I don't think he watches the games no more. I mean, I know he's part of the something with Charlotte, but he don't even do GM duties because he was asked at that. So,
head coaching too.
Head coach, but like an analyst, who knows, man. We'll see what he talks about.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So we have concluded the podcast. There have been, before we sign off, there have been a lot of controversies surrounding the New York Knicks. We've talked a lot about them. They recently fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau. Let's get our thoughts on that before we conclude this podcast.
I mean, Tibbs, he's a good coach.
Coach the Bulls a little bit.
He's a good coach. Every team he's been on, or every team that he's coached, I have believed, has had. I think he's had more positive seasons on each team he's coached than negative seasons.
The thing is, though, he can't get over the hump.
Yeah, he can't. I don't know what's up with it.
He's not a finals winning coach. If I'm not wrong, right? He's never won a finals.
He's never been to a finals.
Never been to a finals. There you go.
He's what?
He's never been to a finals. As a coach.
He gets to the conference finals, and then the momentum stops there. I mean, it happened with the Bulls, right? The Bulls made a conference finals.
No. Never made it to it. It was like max we went was second round semifinals.
Why am I thinking?
Tibbs.
I thought the Bulls did go to the conference final. Like
when they never did. Bulls never went to.
I'm gonna get
past Jordan era. We never went to the conference.
I'm gonna get flamed for even saying that, but he lost with the Knicks just then. He can't get over the hump. He can't make it to a finals. He is a good coach. What he did in New York is crazy. The turnaround they had from being
first conference final appearance of the Knicks in 25 years.
Yeah.
Turning
that
them
counts
from
for something.
Dumpster fire in the Big Apple into a team that competed for.
That team was unwatchable for so long.
Oh God!
And then Tibbs came
along. I think he won 52 playoff games.
Yeah,
or something like that. It might be 25.
Yeah, with the Knicks.
There was something I've seen.
52.
Well, no, not with the Knicks. That's
52.
tweaking. No.
Well,
there's something.
That might be his career.
Yeah, that's probably his career.
Right. Or
there's no way he win 52.
Or I'm stupid and it's 25. I think it's probably 25 because they missed it in 21 or missed it in 21, right?
Missed it.
No, they made it 22, 23, 24, and 25. I'm pretty sure. He coached for 5 years, only missed the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the first 2 years they were a first round exit though.
Okay.
But still, yeah, no, I can't find it. But the fact that he went in there and changed the culture, like, I'm not a New York fan, but I've got to imagine the city is so torn over this because he came in there and, he abused the starters, doesn't know how to use a bench, but he changed their culture. He turned them into a team that New York all rallied behind. I mean, you saw it. Every game they won, the city was on fire.
Yeah,
like it looked like Philly after the Super Bowl. Their trash bags.
That's why I was really cheering for New York because if the city won the championship, that would have
been crazy.
Yeah, it would have been worse than Philly.
I said this a little bit ago.
Execute order 66 and stuff.
Like I said it myself. If the Knicks won the NBA Finals, their fans are Avengers level threats to that city for the next week.
Yeah.
Next month.
I said it before.
2 months.
I would have loved to have seen a Wolves versus Knicks finals.
That would have been so fun.
That would have been so cool. But I can't lie, this finals is still really fun to watch.
Great. I have no reason to complain for this playoffs at all. I'm satisfied either way.
I think even if the Pacers do get swept or gentlemen swept, it's still going to be fun to watch because the Pacers are a really, really good offensive team.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the Thunder are a better offensive team and a better defensive team.
All right.
So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is the end of our NBA Finals predictions. Make sure you guys go check out our NHL Stanley Cup Finals predictions, and we also posted a Blackhawks video a couple days ago. So make sure you guys go check that out. Subscribe for more, like, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Signing off.